Everybody heard that nigga earlier today talking about he gonna encourage people not to interact with me. Nigga, I ain't going nowhere. Motherfuckers like talking about you don't like the way people behave and you all up anti-Afro Svengali ass. How dare you motherfucker try to get people to ignore me? In your motherfucking dreams, bitch. Get off my clit. Get you some pussy. Ain't no nigga never not liked me. It's impossible not to love me. You could never get me boycotted. You think they gonna boycott me? Nigga, you crazy.
Hey, guess what we gonna do? For now on, when you're snapping that on my show, we gonna give you a straight jacket. Carrie Ann, we getting you a straight jacket. You're not welcome over here. If y'all see Carrie Ann in my chat room, you got a ranch, block that bitch. Get that bitch up out of here. I do not want to hear from this bitch at all.
Anti-Afro Svengalis, I wanted to make sure I came on here to let all of you know, because you had been asking me before, to make sure you had the update, because you knew I wasn't going to continue to address a certain person who was just insistent upon getting my attention after she had gone through a 30-day plus meltdown because the person was blocked from the channel. So you see here on the screen a video. What I'm doing, I'm posting the link for you to go to the video and listen. You see the timestamp, because this is what people were asking me about. We had discussed this behind the scenes, how this day would come. So this is what you were looking for. This is what you were waiting for. And that time has arrived. Now, you heard the intro. And there's more of the same. But I wanted to make sure I addressed a few things. Number one, Remix had stated that I had used his material before. I don't recall using any of his material. This will be the first time that I'm using material from Remix's channel. And I'm putting on here fair use. I wanted to make sure this was very important. I had to clarify a couple of things, because in the last couple of weeks, there was a dust up regarding KKC and the music beats, and you had people talking about it, and the first I heard about it was in the form of screenshots, and I also had timestamps, and the person whose name you see on the screen, those were the first screenshots that I received. That was the first I heard about the situation. And let me tell you, I was livid when I saw the things that this person wrote. And then I went ahead and played the clip, a few clips, when she was making these statements about KKC. Yes, I was prepared to come on and address this, because this person is beyond revolting. And we know there is an objective, but there's something else that happened. And I said, no, wait, because people like this always fall backwards into the ditch. Listen to that recording. Listen to that live stream. You'll hear, I think, about 30 minutes of what needed to happen. But I will say this. Although she got what was coming to her, Remix gave her mercy. It's a different style people have. When people initiate attacks on other people, when you're not in the defensive position, you're in the weakened position, and you will hear just that. But here's a situation with KKC. She made all these insulting statements about him, someone she doesn't know anything about. And that is the thing that people get the most upset about. You have somebody coming on here who was so desperate to be front and center, making statements about people she knows nothing about. Just the same, I let you all know, it would go backwards into the ditch. She still got mercy, because if you all remember, what is her name? Creme de la Creme, who got arrested for spreading blood on cops.
A local woman under arrest tonight accused of smearing blood on officers in the wake of the deadly police shooting involving Keith Scott. This picture now making the rounds, appearing to show that woman with blood on her hands in the face of officers.
Well, officers are saying over at CMPD that this woman did this to the other officers intentionally. People face to face with the police line, and this image of a woman covered in blood seen with her hands in the officers' faces. Tonight, this woman, Elise Green, charged with assault on a government officer and vandalism after CMPD says that she smeared blood on the officers and their equipment intentionally.
Now, if somebody is arrested for getting up in cops' face and spreading blood on them, do you think they might be the same ilk of this person here? I think so. She tried to step to KKC, but it was a different outcome. Here you have Remix, who knew pretty much this person was coming back through. He didn't have long to wait. On the other hand, the element of surprise is what KKC was after, and he got it. Merciless reckoning up on a live stream. If we're all honest, I'm going to be honest. Somebody has horrifically, unjustifiably attacked someone else with just no restraint, essentially verbally abusing somebody else. You are going to deny sweet satisfaction when they're caught completely off guard and by surprise? I'm not going to deny that, and that's exactly what happened. Although this person's attacks on KKC were on social media response, like through Twitter or Facebook, was not going to be sufficient. This needed to happen. A confrontation needed to go down, and that's exactly what he waited for. Sensible people recognize that most things that are said, you can ignore them, but this was not one of the situations that could be ignored. And I recall before KKC went up on that panel, I had a chance to get with him, and although that discussion took some of the edge off, in the end, she wouldn't have known that, and she didn't know that, because of course what she came out with is what you hear with this person saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're talking to me like that, and I'm a woman." Oh, now it's the woman thing. But you weren't a woman when you wrote those nasty, Facebook or Twitter messages. Same thing with this person. Was ratchet as you know what, putting her nose in places she has absolutely no business, initiating attack, and expects to pull the woman or the female card. But that just doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes you just need to let the person have it. Every bit of it was deserved with this person who smeared the blood all over the cops, and every bit of it was deserved with this person who went after Remix. Although she did get mercy with Remix, she would not have received it with KKC based on the crap she was saying. I guess it's going to be depending on the person, but based on what Remix was saying, he was extremely offended by what she was saying. And this other person, it was a prolonged attack, and we believe it was Umar Johnson that put her up to it. Umar Johnson, however, did not come to her defense. Oh, I gotta say this to Remix. I don't know if you really meant the things that you were saying about KKC. I'll say this. Most definitely not a scrub. KKC is well respected in his community. You stated that you're respected in your community, that you know people, you have connections in the music industry, so does he. Musicians and producers work together. Am I going to get up here like this person and pretend I know everything about the music business? No. I do think it's pretty much common knowledge you don't have a bunch of people hanging around just to be hanging around when you're recording and producing music. So when she comes up with every scenario you can imagine that matches a situation, we know it's a lie. Aside from that, I wanted to make sure you knew that he had many opportunities to work with many different producers. He just happened to come across your work and decided, hey, let me give this brother a chance. How you decided to resolve this to your own satisfaction, okay, you resolved it to your own satisfaction. But keep in mind, you felt disrespected and you responded to it. I have to say these things because you have KKC characterized into a situation that is completely opposite of what he is. You mentioned this coming onto YouTube with a gorilla mask. Are you aware this is a family man? Do you really think he went and bought the gorilla mask just to get on Lennon's live stream? Come on, are you serious? He has children. He entertains them. He's a family man. This is entertainment. As we say, this is YouTube. Now, this is a situation where we're talking about this is just YouTube. There's a time to be serious. There's a time to have fun. And if you think KKC came on here just to target Umar Johnson as a sole subject because he has nothing better to do, you're incorrect. It just so happens that Umar stole from him. Umar ripped him off. Based on how you were responding, you felt disrespected and, in a sense, ripped off because you felt you didn't get recognition. How would you have responded had Umar Johnson ripped you off? All of us doing these videos on Umar is not just because we have nothing better to do. Everyone has their own reasons for making sure people are kept informed about what Umar is doing. And KKC's reasons are because Umar ripped him off. Umar knows KKC is a thorn in his side because he has every right to recoup what Umar stole from him. He has a right to do that. Now, is he going to go to court and sue him, knowing good and damn well he probably never will collect? No. He has a right to recoup what Umar stole from him. How would you have responded if Umar ripped you off? You would not just say, okay, Umar ripped me off, it's another day. You're going to pursue however you felt you needed to pursue to get compensated. This is his way of getting compensated, but by no means does he deserve to be relegated. He is not the kind of person that you characterized him to be. Also, I want to say that you mentioned the situation with the person who attempted to take his life. Obviously, that person is sitting in a jail cell waiting trial. There is nothing that KKC is going to do to jeopardize being with his family. Nothing. That is the most important thing to him. So if he goes and makes a song about the person who tried to take his life, do you think that might affect the trial? Do you think this would have any bearing on whether this person gets a fair trial? Or his attorneys might find out about it because there's already been stuff that has occurred. So I'm asking you, can you not mention this again? This is a very sensitive situation. Also, this is a situation where we're dealing with a crime victim. And look how many crime victims we have in our community. These are the last people we want to torment or mock because they were targeted for nothing that they did. I know I needed to come on here just to give my input. It just was left hanging. You mentioned this is just YouTube, we don't know people. Well, there are people who actually are friends that met through social media. I can attest to that. KKC is one of my friends. Reb G is one of my friends, and I have others. But we're talking about these two because these two keep coming up. A friend is someone that you talk about things that have nothing to do with social media. A friend is someone that knows about your personal life. You know about their personal life. You have trust that they will not go out and just spread your business all over the street. Now, I've known both for quite some time, in addition to other people, and none of that has ever happened. So yeah, there are friends. Most important, I consider friends, people who went to bat for me, defended me, and protected me. They put themselves on the line to do it. You refer to stuff like that. Reb G, KKC, Lennon. There are others I can mention. I'm mentioning the men have done just that. So yes, these aren't just people I've just met on YouTube and I'm caping for them because I've got nothing better to do. No, these are true friends. The same type of relationships I have with people that have nothing to do with the internet. It's just different people. I have the same type of friends on social media as I do off, as far as their tendencies and their support and their loyalty. So not all people on social media are just hanging out here on social media. So I just wanted to bring this in, and yes, the person that's being referred to, I don't believe anything that this person says. Nothing. So how can I even evaluate anything beyond her ridiculous statements, which shouldn't be taken seriously because they're not based on any fact. Nonetheless, she should be thanking you because you did indeed give her mercy. Luckily for her, she wasn't caught off surprise by KKC. So she again owes you. You felt she didn't respect you initially. She continues to owe you, and she will continue to be indebted to you because you actually saved her. I doubt she'll get that. It just seems that she's on this cycle. Let her be on this cycle. I'm not going to give it much attention, except when the time comes to give it the attention that it needs. Listen, everybody, I hope you have learned at least something from what I just stated, because you need to tread carefully out there. If you don't, you will know when you regret you didn't heed the warning. Buyer, beware.
You always got to criticize black men. So we know what your purpose is in the sector. You is not nothing in this sector. You never made a name about yourself. Don't nobody give a fuck about you. You don't even have your own platform. Your channel is fucking dead. Who watched Carrie Ann? Nobody. Don't nobody like you. Anti-Afro and them don't like you. The good guys don't like you. The good girls, I mean, they don't like you. I don't fucking like you, really. A lot of people in this sector don't fucking like you, so take your bitch ass home. You was the one crying about you gonna get doxxed, but doing all that shit talking. Stop throwing fucking rocks and hiding your hands in this sector. If you that fucking scary, if you that fucking scary, why the fuck you ain't out this sector? Why you continue to talk shit to people? Especially the people that provided you a platform. You done made 1,000 damn anti-videos don't nobody care about. Even she don't even care. Then you had enough nerve to come on my platform and talk about Al like I was just gonna let the shit slide. Yeah. No, we gotta address what you do. Cause one thing about Al, even if you don't like Al, he be consistent on how he is. Al he mention people and what they do. That's just what it is. If the man don't feel like arguing, that's what it is. But you, on the other hand, you was a cloud chaser. You been trying to cloud chase off my motherfucking name. You in that bitch ass nigga Propane. Bitch, you ain't gonna be able to get no clout off Anti. She not even studying you. You ain't even relevant enough to even go at her. Who the fuck you think you is? You ain't even got no tiger stripe on your motherfucking back, bitch. Just to show how stupid you is. And I've been telling everybody from the jump. I said, let a motherfucker keep talking. Let her keep talking. She gonna reveal her true self. And that's exactly what happened. You are a fucking snake. You are a fucking snake. You can't fuck with Anti-Afro. You can't fuck with Anti-Afro. These facts. I don't agree with the shit she do, but you can't fuck with her. We know this. You don't got no team. She got a team. You don't have nobody that fuck with you like that. Now all of a sudden you want to run to my shit and talk about Al like they were just gonna throw me off. Nah, bitch, this ain't about Al. Cause one thing about it, guess what? Guess who I trust more than you, Al? Bitch, I would trust Al before I trust a bitch like you any day. Because guess what? This man stand on what he say and what he do. I'm going to expose a whole lot about you. So I advise you to get the fuck off YouTube now. Because I already got some information now on you. Because I've been doing a little dig, yeah? But you luck I don't dodge people. Because I know who you is. I know who you is. It don't look too good, too. And you don't look too good, too, with your fat ass. So you ain't fat. So you ain't fat.